Hey, how's it going, guys? On today's episode of Old School Sundays, I thought I'd take us back to the Illuminati. Now, the Illuminati were featured pretty heavily in World at War Zombies and early Black Ops 1 Zombies, and then after that they went pretty quiet and they just lost relevance to the story. And so because of that and what little info we have, it's very hard to pinpoint like their actual backstory to say what their roles were and what they wanted pretty much. But I'm going to try my best and see if I can make sense of it all. So to start off, we have to ask, who are the Illuminati? Well, you could talk about this subject for hours pretty much, like the Illuminati itself. But to keep it short, they're a secret organization that is supposedly involved in every single thing ever. They've got their hands in the media, they've got their hands in politics, and they're making things like, the way they want them to be. And so it wouldn't be a 1940s zombie story without the Illuminati connection, of course. Now, very early on, we think Dr. Richtofen is an Illuminati agent. He's saying various quotes about them, his other quotes relate to them, and then in Der Riese we have a note that says, "Edward, it's time, kill Maxis." That is written in Illuminati, so they wanted Richtofen to kill Maxis. However, after this, when they've time traveled to the future and Richtofen grabs a ray gun out of the mystery box in Kino der Toten, he says the Illuminati will never get their hands on me again. So it sounds like he's escaped them pretty much, which gives the idea did they force him to work for him or something like that? And apart from that, there's not really much context to that ever again, so all we can do is really speculate on that part. But anyway, there's a few more references in 5 and Ascension. The all-seeing eye gives you the idea that, hey, the Illuminati is involved in everything, like I said before. The writing is also seen on the Pentagon thief's jackets. And so he was either an agent of the Illuminati, or even in his madness, he scribbled that Illuminati stuff on there. But the thief wasn't even explored at all, so we can't even talk about that anyway. Our next reference is Shangri-La, and it's a bit of an out there one, but when you think about it, it kind of does make a little bit sense. During the Easter egg, when you have to do the memory match game, the tiles that appear and the symbols on them, that is the Illuminati alphabet. The symbols stand for a letter. And so as I said, it's a bit out there. It's like Illuminati in Shangri-La in the jungle, what is that? How does that even work? But as we see on the Shangri-La loading screen, we do see the Black Sun. And the Black Sun Society have some connections with the Illuminati, supposedly. And so they're somehow involved in Shangri-La. That's either due to the Vril-ya or Keepers and their association with the Black Sun, or it was during Richtofen's time there, because as we know, he was worshipped by the people there, they built a shrine towards him, and there was even a mining operation there. But after that, the Illuminati story pretty much goes away. There's a few references here and there, a red dot site in Black Ops 2, some of the writing from Der Riese is still in The Giant, and I think there's a book in Der Eisendrache that mentions the Illuminati on one of the covers. I'm not too sure if that one is true or not. So after that is pretty bare bones. Your main story is Richtofen working for them, they order Richtofen to kill Maxis, and then Richtofen exclaiming the Illuminati will never get their hands on him again. So yeah, that's why it's difficult, guys. We have nearly not enough information about the Illuminati to characterize them. It's really hard to discern though, so I'm just going to try and summarize it all. After Richtofen touches the MPD, he gets into contact with the Illuminati, and they presumably have a working relationship. They are involved in Shangri-La somehow, where he had an altar constructed in his name, and there's also a mining facility going on. Evidently, they tell Richtofen to kill Maxis at a certain point in time. It seems to be a plan that he's discussed or worked along with him and a few others at Griffin Station like Dr. Groff. Even after this event, Richtofen still seemed to be on good terms with them. He still spoke highly of them in Shi No Numa, even suggesting that they would be proud of Nikolai. It's either that or it is a facade that he's holding up. He's worried that they could be everywhere, and so he's just singing their praises. Of course, after he teleports to Kino der Toten is when his tone changes, and he says the Illuminati will never get his hands on them again. We do see though that the Illuminati influence is still at large though. It's seen in Kino der Toten, but it's seen as far as America in the Pentagon, but also in Russia at the Baikonur Cosmodrome where the Ascension group are. Anyway, that's it guys, that's all I can really tell you about the Illuminati without getting into some really bogged down theories that have no basis, to be honest. There just isn't enough information about them, and as I said before, I do think they were going to be more integral, a more part of the story, but they changed directions and we're just left with what we have now. I say this a lot though, it would be cool if they could do something with them in the comic. We know Stulin is like a really big conspiracy theorist and all that, so it would fit with him perfectly. So yeah, that's it guys. What do you think of the Illuminati? What did you think was the overall plan with them? And why do you think Richthofen wanted to get away from them? I'm gonna go and I'll catch you guys later. Cheers!